This is the Jason Walker Show. Two-time National Sports Media Association Montana Sportscaster of the Year and three-time loser, the Jason Walker Show. The best local and statewide sports coverage, featuring the biggest guests from Montana.
Flint Rasmussen joining us here on the Jason Walker Show.
He's freaking exhausting, too. You used to dance a lot more. Yeah, I know, lady. I'm 51 years old now.
The NAI Hall of Famer Mike Van Diest joining us here, Jason Walker Show. And is it just a deal where quarterbacks have to be good golfers?
Well, that's all they have time for. They don't work out. They don't lift weights. They don't do anything else. They might as well go get on the golf course and at least have some fun.
And from across the country,
Doug Gottlieb, our guest here on the Jason Walker Show.
End of the day, remember, it's your show. It's got your name on it.
Howie Mandel, our guest here.
Jason Walker, deal or no deal?
the Jason Walker Show.
Hello and happy Thursday, the Jason Walker Show. We are back. Had some computer issues, but all is good now, it seems. Hanging out in the man cave. You can check out the show at jasonwalkershow.com, or Twitter handle at jwalkersports, our email, jason@jasonwalkershow.com. Coming up today, East Helena High coach Ty Ridgeway, also Steve Keller, who announced his retirement earlier this week from coaching after 45 years. We'll talk to him coming up as well. Let's see here. On this day in history, the walk-off and much more is on the way. You can go to jasonwalkershow.com for anything you may have missed or on a rewatch. The walk-up, brought to you by Montana Custom Log Homes, the premier log home company in the industry with 3 distinct divisions so you can create the log home of your dreams and your budget. They're family-owned, veteran-owned, woman-owned, and operated. Check them out at yourcustomlog.com to get started today. Got district tournaments underway, started yesterday. That is fantastic. That means tournament season is upon us. Cannot wait. I believe I will be calling the State A for NFHS down in Bozeman this year. The State A combined. Looking forward to getting down there and calling some more hoops. Is it going to be Dougie Peoples and Butte Central on the boys' side going back-to-back? Lewistown, Fisher Brown, can they bounce back from last year's devastating loss to Butte Central, or will it be someone else? We'll find out as it plays out over the next month. State tournament would be, state tournaments, I guess, the 8th through the 11th of March. So looking forward to all of that. Got the Frontier Conference tournament coming up next week, starting next Sunday, the 26th, running through the 28th at Four Seasons Arena in Great Falls. We'll have a complete schedule for that as well, as looking forward to one site for all of the Frontier games. Going to be a lot of fun. Is Carroll women, will they run away with it? They won the regular season. Are they going to win the conference tournament title? Tech men on a roll. Back-to-back 20-plus win seasons. I think they have 23 wins right now, maybe 22. But, yeah, lots of great hoops coming up. We wrapped up the state wrestling tournament over the weekend down in Billings, and I know it's old news, but congratulations to all of the winners, including a couple of four-timers, Tegan Vasquez, Avery Allen, and congratulations to Capital's Taylor Lay winning becoming Capital's first girls state champ in wrestling. So, had some team titles won, had some individual titles won, just good stuff. Good stuff. And I know I say that a lot, but it is, really. Let's see here. Hope you had a good Valentine's Day. Spent mine with the little one. My Valentine's Day date was much cuter than yours. My wife on a work trip out of state, so just me and the little one. And for Valentine's, it's always fun when we have daddy-daughter date nights or daddy-daughter weeks when my wife's gone. So my wife left Monday. So Monday we had she had gymnastics, and then got some dinner at one of her favorite fast food joints, who's not a sponsor, so I'm going to name them. Tuesday we had some frozen yogurt. Then I made spaghetti for dinner. That's what she wanted for Valentine's Day dinner. So the little one and I had that. Yesterday, we went out golfing on the simulator. She enjoyed that, hanging out. And then tonight, I don't know what we're going to do. Mom comes home tonight, but not till late, so we'll read some books and maybe watch a Bluey. We went out to Spokane last week and saw the live-action version of Bluey. It was fantastic. It was only about 45, 50 minutes long. Kept everybody's attention, including the kids. My little one, if you don't know Bluey, it's an Australian cartoon, and they only made like 1 or 2 seasons because the kids' voices changed, and they didn't want to replace them. So we're out there. Had to take the new pup because didn't have its rabies shot yet. Got those right after we got back, the day after. But had a great time. She danced. She laughed the whole time. She sang along. And if you're not a fan, if you don't know what Bluey is, you need to check it. It's on Disney+, and it's a fantastic cartoon. Fantastic, with puppies and dogs. It's awesome. And it's all in Australian, which is even better because I love me an Australian accent. I wish I could speak Australian. From this Scottish guy, I wish I could speak Australian, but I can't. So there you go. Let's see. What else did we see over the... Little Sullivan has announced their finalists, the AAU Little Sullivan Award finalists. Duncan Hamilton of MSU. Robbie Houck of the Grizz. I'm not sure why. Jacob Morgan of Billings, who wrestles at University of Mary, and Patrick O'Connell of Grizz football. Women's finalist Cola Badbear from Billings played hoops at MSU. Ayla Embry from Bozeman, Rocky Mountain volleyball player. Unbelievable defensive player for the Battling Bears. Ayla, I watched her grow up literally when I was doing PA at Montana State. Just an absolute, just adorable young lady. Brittany Fisher of MSUB softball, and Sophia Stiles of Malta, who was with the Lady Grizz, now at Florida Gulf Coast playing basketball. Winners will be found out on May 6th at Fairmont. Ellie Weiss and Troy Anderson, last year's winners. So there is that. Speaking of Grizz football, some offensive changes. They made some defensive changes. Now they're making offensive changes. Brent Peace has been promoted to offensive coordinator. Bryce Erickson will move over from tight ends to wide receivers. Rob Fennessy, the former Idaho State coach, is going to be tight ends and tackles coach and assistant head coach to Bobby Houck. Let's see here. Tim Rosenbaugh is going to be senior offensive analyst. So there you go. Some Grizz news. Peace has quite the career. I mean, unbelievable. Helped lead the Grizz to the championship game, 2 Big Sky titles as the offensive coordinator from 96 to 98. He's going to also coach quarterbacks. Played under Don Reed, played in the NFL for 4 years. He was the offensive coordinator, Kentucky, Baylor, Boise, Florida, NAU, Washington, UTEP. So, some Grizz football coaching news. There you go. All right. But it is basketball season. We have a month left of basketball in Montana. From high school to college. Big Sky Conference winding down. You've got Cat Grizz this week in Bozeman on Saturday. Women at 2, the men at 7. And should be fun. So we're going to take a break. Speaking of hoops, when we come back, he just announced his retirement on Tuesday. After 45 years patrolling the sidelines from Opheim to Helena to Dillon and Great Falls. Steve Keller will join us when we come back here on the Jason Walker Show. The Walk-Up brought to you by Montana Custom Log Homes. Over 50 years experience, the finest craftsmen available in the state and I think in probably the West United States. And they will build you a home that's crafted to last for generations. They will work with you and your budget They have their own floor plans. You can come in with one. You can combine. Check them out. Montana Custom Log Homes, yourcustomlog.com. Coming right back, Steve Keller joining the show next. Hang on.
Strength, beauty, grit, superior craftsmanship. Our homes have it all. At Montana Custom Log Homes, if you can dream it, we can build it. With 3 divisions and over 50 years experience, we've got you covered. From a showcase home to a small cabin, we make your vision a reality. Because every cowboy wants a castle for his queen. Montana Custom Log Homes, crafting homes that last for generations.
L&P Grocery offers Boulder a convenient shopping experience, whether you're stopping in for a few things or stocking up for the week ahead. From fresh produce and meat to all the staples you need to feed your family, you'll find it here. L&P Grocery is also proud to have partnerships with local brands and carry products unique to the area. Stop by to exchange propane tanks, pick up fishing tackle, grab your prescription, or get your photo taken at the Pitcher Kiosk. They're delighted to be the one-stop shop for local area Boulder residents who want to support local business. Visit lnpgrocery.com and at 215 North Main Street.
Who doesn't love being number one? When your team's dominating the standings, or your favorite band rocks the charts at number one, it feels good, right? Kind of like how it feels when you have auto insurance with State Farm. Because making you feel like number one is an honor your local State Farm agent takes seriously. Through the good times and not so good, your State Farm agent's proud to be here to help life go right.
Call State Farm agent Mike Miller in Helena today. Everyone knows about Dinners Done Right and the convenience of the cook and carry cuisines. It's so easy to just stop by and you have something for dinner that night. But there's also one more thing you need to know about. Dinners Done Right Grab and Go Salad Bar. Yes, I said salad bar. Always the freshest ingredients, along with a daily soup and nacho bar too. So the next time you are in a rush or you just want to eat healthy, stop by Dinners Done Right for the soup, salad, and nacho bar. For monthly menus and more info, it's dinnersdoneright.com. Spring is fast approaching and summer is just around the corner, so now is the time to get those windows tinted at Auto Concepts as the sun starts to heat up. Tinting is the best way to keep the sun out of your little one's eyes driving down the road. Plus, it just looks cool. Auto Concepts is your exclusive 3M dealer for tinting, as well as the best clear bras in town. Auto Concepts clear bras will not fade or yellow over time. And don't forget about suspension lifts and power steps for your rig too. Visit AutoConceptsHelena.com or check them out on Facebook. Auto Concepts, the auto enhancement professionals.
Summer, the season to work hard, play hard. The days are heating up and getting longer. The smell of fresh cut grass, the hot sun on your skin. Who we kidding? We all know you're really thinking about having fun and relaxing at the Copper Club Casino. Meet your friends for a cold one. Play a $5 or two. When you want great service, cold drinks, and fun entertainment, this is the place. The Copper Club Casino, where everybody knows your name any time of year. On Euclid, across from the Lundy Center, the Copper Club Casino.
Yes, it's true that Montana is a long way from the Gulf Coast, but you can bring that Cajun flavor home with a stop at Cafe Zydeco. From po' boys to classic sandwiches, Cafe Zydeco has all the best Cajun in town. Are you in the mood for seafood gumbo or crawfish etouffee? Maybe you're craving jambalaya with some shrimp and grits. Head in for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, or call ahead for pickup or delivery. Cafe Zydeco will fix all your southern cravings, even on a chilly Montana day. Cafe Zydeco is a proud sponsor of The Jason Walker Show.
Store-wide savings are what you'll find when you shop for new home furnishings at Rucker's Furniture. This means tremendous values on Helena's largest in-stock selection of home furnishings. When you shop Rucker's, you'll find store-wide savings on the furniture you want for every room in your home. And you'll also find our selection of Serta iComfort, the most comfortable beds in Helena. 12-month financing is available with approved credit on most purchases over $299. Ask for details. You'll find store-wide savings at Rucker's Furniture, 1010 Dearborn, Helena.
This is the Jason Walker Show.
Welcome back, Jason Walker Show on a Thursday. Had some, not really computer issues, but issues with the system we use to do the show the last couple of weeks. So I got into this discussion with my golf buddy the other day, one of my golf buddies the other day. And he was talking about him and his wife were sitting in their hot tub the other night. And his wife had never heard Whitney Houston's national anthem from, 92-ish Super Bowl? So I replied, Whitney Houston's version is terrible. And a couple of my golf buddies were like, you bite your tongue. That was the greatest anthem ever sung. Lose my number. We're still golfing. But yeah, I was never a fan of Whitney Houston's version of the national anthem. It's like 9.5 minutes long. And I just never saw it, never heard. I mean, I just never heard the appeal. I was never a big Whitney Houston fan. Now, Chris Stapleton, unbelievable the other day for the Super Bowl. Amazing version. And there have been some really, really good versions. I just never was a fan of Whitney Houston's. You can weigh in at Walker Sports. Let me know what you think on the Twitter. Just couldn't get behind Whitney. Let's see here. Got Ty Ridgeway coming up. East Helena High boys in playoff game tomorrow. East Helena High girls as well. We'll talk to the boys coach, Ty Ridgeway. But now it is time to welcome on the Mike Miller State Farm Hotline. He's been the head coach of different schools, high school and college, for 45 years. And he joked in his press release that I wrote the other day for Providence Argos that he got together with Tom Brady, decided that since Brady played till he was 45 and he coached for 45 years, it was time they both stepped away at the same time. His name is Steve Keller, and he joins us now here on the Jason Walker Show. All right, Coach, the news came out on Tuesday. You are retiring at the end of the year. Why?
Because I'm old.
I wasn't going to say it.
I don't know if there's why. It's just one of those things where they say, when it's time, and not any one thing helped me make my decision. I mean, we had a lot of different things happen off and on that I always said, there's another sign. And, but yeah, it's just, I just felt, I get tired easier, you get sick easier. And I almost believe it's a young man's game anymore, with everything. And I'm definitely not a young man anymore.
You're not that old. I mean, you're a year older than my dad, so you're not that old.
Well, that makes me feel good.
Yeah. 'Cause you're what, late 60s?
I didn't say that.
Okay. Well, I mean, you graduated in 74, so I'm decent at math.
Yeah, but I skipped a couple grades because I was smarter than most of them. So.
Yeah, I don't buy that one for a second. You have been thinking about this for the last couple years, and you and I talked the other day about it for the story, but it just felt right, I guess, is what you told me earlier this week.
Well, yeah, and it was the hardest thing I've ever done, and but everybody goes through it that when they get into retirement, and I'm not set up like most people are retirement-wise. I mean, I'm okay, but not where I probably have to find something else to do and part-time, and I will, but yeah, it's just getting harder and harder. Everything's harder, and I think it is a young man's game, and I put all my energy into it, and I've done that for 45 years, and I feel good about that. I feel better today than I did Tuesday. It was a tough decision, and and then just there's been a lot of support off and on from ex-players, and those things are so touching that it's a very emotional roller coaster with everything I read, and so anyway, yep, I retired, I guess.
Yeah, well, you still got, at least 2 games to go. I mean, there's a possibility you could go out as a national champion if everything goes right.
Well, yeah, everything would have to go extremely well.
Extremely well.
That would be definitely a storybook ending if that happened. But, right now we're talking about we got to go to Carroll on Saturday, and we get a win there, we're second, and that would give us a bye into the tourney. And, we know we have to win the tourney to get in the 64 teams. And so we know what we have to do. And we beat everybody in our league other than Tech. And we had them beat in a game we lost in overtime. We should have beat them in regulation. So we feel like we can play with anybody. And, yeah, so we're working hard and trying to figure out how to get a win or two here at the end.
University of Providence men's coach Steve Keller joining us, Mike Miller, State Farm Hotline. Do you remember the wins or the losses more?
I think you remember the losses more than the wins. That's why the profession is so bad. I always say the highs are so high, the lows are so low. You don't get to enjoy the highs very long, but the lows seem to linger on more and more. So, yeah, that Tech game that we lost in overtime and should have won, we could have had a 2-game lead for first place if we'd have taken care of business there. So that's the game loss that I've thought about the most. But we've won some close games too. So it's been an up and down, but right now it's on a neutral site, and that gives everybody more of a chance. Yeah. All 6 teams in our league could win the tournament.
Oh, for sure. You played baseball in college. When did you decide to become a basketball coach?
Oh, I was going to be a basketball coach since I was 4th or 5th grade. I wasn't the manager, but they didn't keep stats back then. I kept stats. I knew what all varsity guys, what they were scoring. I kept stats, and I eventually started giving stats to the head coach. And I knew I just loved basketball, and it's what I spent my whole life practicing and doing. And loved baseball, though. I'd like to coach baseball. That might be my favorite sport, but yeah, knew I wanted to be a basketball coach. So I immediately got out in 4 years and got a job. And the best thing that happened was to start at a little town called Opine, Montana, in northeastern Montana, and happened to have some success, and that moved me to Helena High, a AA job, and had some success. And then had I not started in Opine, Montana, I probably would not be coaching college basketball.
A lot of that is due to Gary Turcotte hired you an assistant at Carroll College for 4 seasons. What did you learn under him?
Yeah, I learned a lot. I was a head coach for, 20-some years before. Some people didn't think I'd be able to fit into that assistant role, but I learned so much from Coach Turcotte, and he had my back and I had his, and he was such in practice that, I learned, how efficient and thorough we were preparing our team to play a team. He was excellent at that. And yeah, it was a good step away from head coaching into assistant, and he gave me a chance. And had he not given me a chance at Carroll for 3 years, I probably wouldn't have got the Western job. So a lot of credit goes to Coach Turcotte, and and we had some good teams. We got in the Final Four and should have won it, and then got into the Elite Eight the next year. So we had 2 really good years, and a lot of credit goes to Coach Turcotte. And he better get his golf clubs out, because I'm coming to town.
I tell you what, Coach didn't pick up golf until he retired, and all of a sudden he's gotten pretty good. And I mean, that man spends 8 hours a day on the golf course. So you got your work cut out for you.
That's 8 hours just physically. He's spending another 8 hours mentally trying to figure out all that stuff too. So
yes,
I know the man. I'm coming for him though.
I can't wait for that matchup. I want to broadcast it. We're talking with Steve Keller here. Jason Walker Show recently announced his retirement at the end of the year. after 45 years of coaching high school and college basketball. Another guy you give a lot of credit to is Mark Durham. He had stepped down as the coach at Western, became the AD, and hired you to replace him.
Yeah. Mark coached both my boys. So, I knew him very well, and we had that all planned that he was going to become the AD, and that happened in Butte at the Mac Center. He had me there his last game, and they happened to lose, and his resignation went in, and I got hired at the same time. So, yeah, lots of credit to Mark. He gave me an opportunity. I appreciate that. Lauren Baker, going back to my Opheim days, Lauren was a very successful coach at Northern, and he was the head coach at Opheim, and I was his assistant for 2 years. So that's where I really got my start. So those three people, Coach Baker, Coach Turcotte, and Coach Durham really helped me on my way.
Who do you pattern your coaching style after?
I don't know. Some people would say Bobby Knight. That's been quite a while ago. I don't know. I don't really have anybody. I try to be myself. I'm intense, and I believe your players play how you coach. So I realize you come watch me coach, you're probably not going to like me. But at the end of the day, I'm only worried about what my players think, and not that all your players like you as well. But I feel like most of them know if push comes to shove, I have their back. And I've got a lot of nice messages from ex-players that bring me to tears when I read them. So.
Well, one of those was Zacchaeus Darko Kelly, All-America for you up there at Providence. After sitting out, after leaving with you from Western to Providence, who wins in a one-on-one? Brandon Brown in his prime or Darko Kelly in his prime?
Well, that's a good question that I probably don't want to answer. I wouldn't trade either one of those two. They brought different skills. Both of them are very athletic. Brandon Brown is very athletic. Darko Kelly, 6'6". Brandon Brown, probably 5'10", 11. But they both were 2-time first-team All-Americans, 2-time MVP Frontier Conference. Good leaders. They were great players, but the trait that really made them great was that they made their teammates better. And so I think it would be a tie.
Politically correct answer. I love asking coaches this, like, who's your favorite player of all time? And I know you're never going to answer that, but okay, coming down to clutch, you've got one guy. Of all the guys you've ever coached, you have one guy to take that final shot. Who is it?
No, it'd be one of those two.
Okay.
Because they've made some big shots, both of them for me, and I've had other guys though too. It just the game's changed with that 3-point line now. And
yep.
Do you need a 2? Do you need a 3? Both those guys were capable of making the big shot, but also drawing the defense and kicking it off and trusting their teammates. So, yeah, I'm not going to pick. Sorry.
I would have thought maybe Danny Sprinkle.
Yeah, I didn't coach Danny in college, so I don't know how he was.
Well, he was pretty good.
Well, I know how he was, yeah. He got MVP his freshman year. I was in the stands for that. That was pretty impressive.
That was a great game.
Yeah, one of the better shooters that I've ever coached, Danny Sprinkle.
Justin Brown is on that list, probably.
Justin Brown, his kid's one of the best players at Lewistown, Montana right now, and they're undefeated and probably going to be in the state championship. He looks just like Justin did.
Better hair, though.
Yeah. Justin didn't have that hair.
No, Fisher's got great hair. What will you miss the most?
Well, the part I'm worried about is, that's what I do. I come to my office every day, and I'm usually here Monday through Sunday and at some time, and, getting out of that habit and the practice, the games, not going to miss the travel because that's that's ungodly in this day and age, and how far we got to travel for games and things like that. But yeah, it's just the interaction of getting ready for practice, having practice, playing the game, getting ready for the game. Although I just think all those things. It's been my life for 45 years. I don't consider that I've worked a job, because I can't wait to get to my office every day and work on basketball. It's hard to believe that I taught for 26 years and had to teach, 5 classes a day or whatever. And I found out I don't have much more time when I'm not teaching anything.
Well, high school to college is a different game a little bit. How has the game of basketball changed since you started, besides a 3-point line?
Well, that's the big thing. That's changed everything, because you have to guard the 3-point line, and that's what we're struggling with a little bit now. And back before the 3-point line, you didn't have to get out there. You could let them shoot; those still counted too. But the 3-point line has changed it. You got to try to get out there, and then you get beat off the dribble, and they kick out for another 3. So I think that you don't see a post-up game much anymore. There's not many of those guys around that can kick your butt on the block, and that's at every level that you look at right now. So it's become a pick and pop game for the 3 and drive and kick game for the 3. At the end of the day, if you don't shoot 3 very well, there's a very good chance you're going to lose the game.
No, that's 100% true. As we talk to Steve Keller, a few final questions for you here. You and I had a nice conversation driving over Rogers Pass at 10 o'clock at night, 36 below. You used to stall, and you were you zone defense and stall on offense, especially at the high school level. Favorite stall moment for you?
That's an easy question to answer. It happened in Great Falls here at Four Seasons, playing Bozeman and Mike Cole, who is one of the best coaches ever. I think they were 1 in their league and we were 4-R, and I'd made up my mind that if we played them and we were tied or ahead going into the 4th quarter, that we were going to hold the ball. And we actually practiced it for a month or so, and we got in that situation at the state tournament first game, and fourth our ball. We threw it in, and we held it on our hip for 4 minutes. They stayed back in their zone and didn't come out. And finally, at about 4 minutes, they come rushing out, and we went pass and got a layup, and then that put more pressure on them on offense, and they missed some shots, and we score. We end up winning. And that that was on TV back then. They didn't have many on TV, and of course Bruce Parker's kid was on that team. Mick Durham's kid was on that team. They were all, the Bozeman people were really mad.
I'm sure they really loved you.
Yeah, well, they didn't after that, but I was taught you coach every game to win, and if that's how you got to win, then so be it. Now, obviously, that's not going to happen anymore because now they have shot clock. But I got to tell you, if we were ahead with under 3 down to 2 to go, it was pretty much always brought it out. And we had certain guys that had the ball in their hands that they had the foul that were 80% or better free throw shooters, and we didn't lose many of those games we stalled. Let's put it that way.
Talking to Steve Keller here, Providence men's basketball coach, retiring at the end of the season. Best player you coached against?
Are we talking in Montana and
college? Yeah. I mean, frontier-wise.
That's a tough question.
That's all I ask.
That Joe Vaughn from Carroll, was a handful. Imhoff was a handful from Carroll to guard, and I'm trying to think. I don't want to leave anybody.
I was thinking Jacob Wiley at LC State for those 2 years.
Honest to God, he didn't hurt us a ton. at times because he wasn't a great perimeter shooter at the time, but he did go play professionally and he was pretty good. And that's a tough question. I don't know.
Well, that's what I asked, Coach. I mean, this isn't easy. You're not retired yet.
It needs to be easier now.
Hey, I've still got 2 weeks left at least with you, so I've got to get the tough ones in. You get to see your kids coach more, Josh and Wes, at Dillon and also at Rocky. What's that going to be like? Because you like to watch them coach.
Oh, it's actually worse on me watching them coach, and the part I like is I think they're way better than me. They're more thorough. I like the way they do things, and Wes had his run last year, unbelievable. NAI National Coach of the Year, that's pretty much unheard of in Montana. And Josh had an unbelievable record at Twin Bridges, like 100 and some wins and 20 some losses. He's coaching Terry Thomas's freshman this year. They're undefeated, 18-0. So chance to go watch them. Wes has 2 kids that are freshmen that are playing at Melstone. I can go watch them. I can go see my daughter, who's been a Black Hawk helicopter pilot, and now she's training to fly commercial airlines for Frontier Airlines, I believe. And so I hope I can go do some of those things.
Well, I think you're going to have more time. Now, is the wife happy with this decision? Because she's got to see you more now.
Why don't you ask her that? Get her on your show.
I've never met her. I've never met your wife. We had a chance in Phoenix.
We better get that done.
Oh,
she's the opposite of me. She's nice. Everybody likes her. She was a cheerleader. When I'm chewing my players out, she's cheering for them. She's a good one though. She's been there the whole time on my whole college career. So I appreciate
she has to
her.
be a good one to handle you.
No kidding. And when they ask her how she ended up with me, she'll tell you that she felt sorry for me. So,
wow. You're going to get to see, the golf game is going to improve a little bit. Like you said earlier, you're coming for Coach Turcotte. Can you get as good as Coach Durham though? Either one of them.
I don't know. Those guys are. Coach Durham's like 9 years younger than me, so that factors in some. But we've had good matches. I hope so. Okay. I'm not horrible. I won a lot of money this summer playing golf. I had good partners.
Well, that's it. You and I have never played. That'll happen this year. We'll get out on the course. I'll take your money.
No, you won't, but we'll go.
Are we throwing down the gauntlet right now? Whoever wins, the loser has to buy dinner.
Okay.
Yeah. I've only got to work with you for one season. It kind of sucks. I mean, I take this job in August, and then you're like, yeah, I think I'm going to be done. So here we go. Was it me? Am I the reason?
You know what my wife says? Why is everything always about you?
Because everything is always about you.
Yeah. No, honest to God, you guys are listening out there. Jason has been our sports information director, and he's done a fantastic job here. And he had nothing to do with me leaving. Some of you might think so, but he's been really easy to work with, and he's done a great job writing up stories for us and for Providence and all the sports. So if he feels that bad about it, he feels bad I quit, then jump on my bandwagon.
Well, I'm only 47. I've only lived 45 years. So you've coached for it almost as long. And Lindsay Woolley put this out, the Western women's coach, put this out on Twitter the other day after my article went out. But he goes, 45 years. he's not even that old. Or would he start when he was 5? And I'm like, Coach, he has been coaching as long as we've been alive. Because I don't know how old Wooly is, but he's got to be in his 40s, right?
Yeah, he's probably 43 or 4, somewhere in there. Yeah, I'm older than him.
Okay. Biggest regret that you have had as a coach? Like the one thing you wanted but never got?
Well, at the college level, it was, I want to say a national championship, but even if you get into the Final Four, we got the Elite 8 like 3 times. And, but, we ended up, I had won some Frontier Conference titles and never won the tournament. So we accomplished that, I think, in 2000 during the COVID year. We won the conference and then won the tourney. So, that was a big deal. And it's hard in Montana to get some of those things done, but I have no regrets. I have great assistants. I had great players all the way through. So we had winning programs, and I've always said, I don't know how coaches coach and they don't win, or they can't win. I don't know how you can coach if you don't win. It's hard enough when your programs are successful and you win, but when you don't win, I can't imagine how hard that would be. And I've had a couple. I've been very fortunate. I've only had like 3 of those, I think, in 45 years, but I just tell you the type of players I've had.
Yeah, you've had some good ones. Before I let you go,
girls and guys,
yes.
And I coach girls exactly the same way I coach guys.
I think girls can probably handle your attitude better than the guys can at times.
Well, are you saying I have an attitude?
No, the way your coaching style. Sorry, your coaching style, not your attitude.
Okay. Good answer.
Before I let you go, I got to ask, what was the hardest call to make to another Frontier coach to let them know that you were going to retire?
I didn't make any.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if you would have called like Hughes. You guys have had some great battles, or, Billy Drykosen, because he's been around about as long as you have.
I've had a couple coaches reach out to me with a text, and but yeah, I really didn't. I had to inform my own kids. My dad's still alive at 86, and that was big for him. He wanted me to go till I was 86. He didn't see any reason why I couldn't keep coaching. He's probably right.
He's still out there on the tractor at the farm.
Oh yeah. He's still working, and really no other coaches. Just family. I have 4 sisters and a brother, and my dad, and then my kids, and those are basically the calls I made.
Okay. I think that's it. I think I've got so many. Oh, I know who am I going to go Phoenix with? Who am I going to escort and drive around and keep track of their luggage?
I don't know.
Because for those that don't know, I literally had to babysit Coach's luggage on the way to Phoenix and back to make sure he didn't leave it at a restaurant in Salt Lake at the airport.
I used to do that for Coach Turcotte back in the day too.
Well, I did too when I did radio. Nothing's changed there. Were you coaching for the Subway story when the Subway or?
No, I wasn't. But we all have plenty of our own stories we love to talk about.
Yes. See, that's
I wouldn't trade Coach Turcotte for anybody.
Absolutely not. Absolutely. Well, Coach, it's been fun. We've got a couple more weeks of this, and good luck Saturday down at Carroll, and good luck in that first round of the tournament, which is going to be a bye. So the second round semifinals.
I hope so.
I think you're going to get a bye either way. I think you're the second seed no matter what.
Well, it depends if Northern wins.
Oh,
and we lose. Yeah.
Well, they've got Tech, so I don't see that. Yep.
Yeah.
Well, like you said,
we just see it. We can control our own destiny. We have no excuse, you know.
That's
but we know you go into Carroll College, they're going to play well, and it's a tough win. We've got one there already, and I doubt if anybody gets two at Carroll very often. So, but we'll wait and see.
What will that moment be like? Do you think the Carroll fans will applaud you, or will they jeer you?
I don't know.
Some of the old timers that have been around.
There's some of them that I do have some friends, believe it or not.
I know.
That in Helena. So just going to go out there and worry about my team and not worry about anybody else and see what happens.
Do you know who's officiating? Are we going to get a technical? Because you don't get teed up a whole lot.
I haven't got teed at one time this year.
No, I know. But if Flato is or Tesh is there, it's a good chance you'll get teed up. I do have to share my favorite moment in all the years of you coaching, because I called Bozeman High games when you were at Helena High. I called Carroll when you were at Western. I think my favorite moment might have been when Zach Taylor hit a 35-footer to beat you guys in regulation.
That one I remember because we scored with like 3 seconds and I jumped up in the air, and before my feet hit the ground, Zach banked it in from across half court, you know, and the game was over. Yeah, that was a great game.
Oh, fantastic basketball. There were some great battles between Carroll and Western when I got on board in 2014. So
that might be my worst loss there. You asked that question. That's probably the worst loss I ever had was you have it won and then they throw that in. But you and I both know Zach Taylor was that type of player.
Well, he won the NAI 3-point shooting contest, I think, that same year. So,
yep,
he was a pretty good shooter. But you had some good ones too, and you've got a couple on the team that are going to have to make some shots as the season progresses here for the next couple of weeks.
Absolutely.
Hey, Coach, we'll see you in the office, and good luck Saturday.
All right, thanks, Jason.
That is Steve Keller joining us on the Mike Miller State Farm Hotline. He is great, and had some battles he's had with over the years. Great coach, though. 45 years, like 924 wins. And if you include his 20-0 record in the Montana-Wyoming All-Star Game, that's 944 wins. It's almost 1,000 wins. Man. But congrats on your retirement, Coach. Take a break. We'll come back. And when we return, we'll talk East Helena playoff hoops with Ty Ridgeway. Next, this segment brought to you by Rutgers Furniture, right here on the Jason Walker Show.
Store-wide savings are what you'll find when you shop for new home furnishings at Rutgers Furniture. This means tremendous values on Helena's largest in-stock selection of home furnishings. When you shop Rutgers, you'll find store-wide savings on the furniture you want for every room in your home. And you'll also find our selection of Serta iComfort, the most comfortable beds in Helena. 12-month financing is available with approved credit on most purchases over $289. Ask for details. You'll find store-wide savings at Rutgers Furniture, 1010 Dearborn, Helena.
Yes, it's true that Montana is a long way from the Gulf Coast, but you can bring that Cajun flavor home with a stop at Cafe Zydeco. From po' boys to classic sandwiches, Cafe Zydeco has all the best Cajun in town. Are you in the mood for seafood gumbo or crawfish etouffee? Maybe you're craving jambalaya with some shrimp and grits. Head in for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, or call ahead for pickup or delivery. Cafe Zydeco will fix all your southern cravings, even on a chilly Montana day. Cafe Zydeco is a proud sponsor of The Jason Walker Show.
Who doesn't love being number one? When your team's dominating the standings, or your favorite band rocks the charts at number one, it feels good, right? Kind of like how it feels when you have auto insurance with State Farm. Because making you feel like number one is an honor your local State Farm agent takes seriously. Through the good times and not so good, your State Farm agent's proud to be here to help life go right.
Call State Farm agent Mike Miller in Helena today. L&P Grocery offers Boulder a convenient shopping experience, whether you're stopping in for a few things or stocking up for the week ahead. From fresh produce and meat to all the staples you need to feed your family, you'll find it here. L&P Grocery is also proud to have partnerships with local brands and carry products unique to the area. Stop by to exchange propane tanks, pick up fishing tackle, grab your prescription, or get your photo taken at the Pitcher Kiosk. They're delighted to be the one-stop shop for local area Boulder residents who want to support local business. Visit lnpgrocery.com and at 215 North Main Street.
Strength, beauty, grit, superior craftsmanship. Our homes have it all. At Montana Custom Log Homes, if you can dream it, we can build it. With 3 divisions and over 50 years experience, we've got you covered. From a showcase home to a small cabin, we make your vision a reality. Because every cowboy wants a castle for his queen. Montana Custom Log Homes, crafting homes that last for generations.
Summer, the season to work hard, play hard. The days are heating up and getting longer. The smell of fresh cut grass, the hot sun on your skin. Who we kidding? We all know you're really thinking about having fun and relaxing at the Copper Club Casino. Meet your friends for a cold one. Play a $5 or $2. And when you want great service, cold drinks, and fun entertainment, this is the place. The Copper Club Casino, where everybody knows your name any time of year. On Euclid, across from Molendi Center, the Copper Club Casino.
Welcome back to the Jason Walker Show.
Welcome back, Jason Walker Show, brought to you this segment by the Copper Club Casino. Warm folks, hot games, cold beer. Make sure you stop in and have some fun. Drink and gamble responsibly. On this day in history coming up, also the walk-off, but it is time to talk hoops of the high school variety. East Helena, boys and girls, in a playoff game tonight. And joining us to talk about my boys' Vigilantes is the head coach, Ty Ridgeway, on the Mike Miller State Farm Hotline. All right, Coach, it's been a while since we chatted. How are you?
I'm, well, it's the end of winding down to the end of the season here. Hopefully it, doesn't end too soon, but, I'm hanging in there and having a lot of fun with this varsity team. And, it's a grind every day, as most coaches know. But it's been really enjoyable. I'm gonna miss these 9 seniors, and we're just plugging away, getting better and competing hard and hoping we advance, this week.
Yeah, we'll talk about that here in a second. But as we talk to East Helena's Ty Ridgeway, the boys coach, 9 seniors. Are you where you thought you'd be as a basketball unit 3 years ago?
I had high expectations for these seniors, and when we're going to become seniors. Just because I knew the talent's there. They're a pretty close-knit group. We've been, competing with other teams, all the way through from their freshman year till their senior year this year. Last year was a little tough, as not having seniors, but this year it's been great. These kids are just we're in a tough conference, and they've been competing with some of the tough teams in the state, and we beat Frenchtown. We're close to beating Hamilton a couple times. We've kept up with Dillon and beat Central the second time, and so these kids is their confidence has grown. They believe in each other. When they step up on that floor, they work hard, and they bring energy, which is neat to see.
With this season, 7 wins. That pretty much more than doubles what you had last year, right? Is that?
Oh yeah. Yep.
Okay. And you and I talked earlier in the year. You knew this was going to be a different type of basketball team, a lot more confidence. These guys were, another year to gel together. What's it say about the group of guys you have on the floor?
Well, they like each other, which is, you hear about all these teams that are successful and win state championships, and you talk to those coaches, and, they say, hey, well, think the key to a lot of the success is, they having that camaraderie, and just, they're just their work ethic. When they come to practice, they're ready to work hard, and they're, they're being coachable, and just, just those key elements and just the little things. We still, obviously, I feel have a lot to work on still. If we want to keep advancing, we got to work on those little things still, the turnovers and the boxing out, and, and just playing 4 quarters. If we do that, we're a pretty tough team to beat. So.
You do play Corvallis, so explain how it's basically a play-in game like the NBA, where you have the play-in tournament, and that's essentially where you're at right now with you, Corvallis, and the other 2 teams.
Yep. So Frenchtown will be playing Stevensville tomorrow night.
Okay.
The winner of that game will play the winner of our game, and then if when we beat Corvallis, which hopefully we do, and Frenchtown wins, we'll have to go to the higher seed, which is Frenchtown, on Saturday, and play them there to get that 4th seed in our conference to go to divisionals. Okay, so it doesn't sound as convoluted as it appears. No, it's basically a 4-team playoff system. With Central Hamilton and Dillon automatically advancing to divisionals because they, got rewarded with the top 3 in the conference. So, so they take 4, 5, 6, and 7 to have a little playoff system to get that 4th seed. You could just play a 7-team district tournament. Yeah, we enjoyed that last year. That was fun. The kids enjoyed it, and I was kind of hoping for that this year, but it didn't happen. You can only control the controllable. So that's right. But you do send 5 teams to state, so 5 out of the West get to go to state. Is that right? Yes. Okay. Yep. Because last year was 5 from the East, or no? Was it still 5 from the West? I think it was 4 from the West, 5 from the East. I don't remember. I called all the games. Yeah. I should know, but it was a blur, huh? Yeah. The only thing I remember is Dougie Peoples hitting the game winner. Yeah, the game. Well, that's literally all I remember. That's the game that counts right there. So, you guys could be in that situation. First, you got to get there. It's kind of like going to Kansas City now in NAI. You got to win 2 games to get to the big dance in Kansas City. Yeah. Okay. We're talking to Ty Ridgeway, boys coach at East Helena of my Vigilantes. What's it going to take to beat the Blue Devils? Gosh, I'm just going to say right now, last week we had senior night, and we've been getting pretty good crowds throughout the whole season at home games. And I tell you what, Jason, senior night was. I got to the bench when we came out of the locker room. The band was playing. I looked up, and it was jam packed. And it was just electric in there. And once the game started, just loud. Our student section was unbelievable. So, I think with the doubleheader tomorrow with our girls playing before us, and and those fans sticking around to watch the boys, it's going to be electric tomorrow. And I think our boys feed off of that at home, and they're just the energy. You don't even have to get them pumped up. They're ready to go. And so I'm hoping that helps. I told the guys, I go, we got to play harder than what Corvallis plays. We got to win each quarter. I told them at practice yesterday, it's not, don't look at the big picture of just winning the game. Let's focus on bit by bit. Let's win first 4 minutes. Let's win the quarter, and we'll move on to the second quarter, rather than just saying, put all the stress on just winning the whole game. Let's win bit by bit here. And so, just limiting turnovers. Turnovers have been our Achilles heel. When we've had less than 12 turnovers, we've won games. When we've held people to under so many points, we've won games, obviously. And so, just bringing that energy and to the game tomorrow and playing extremely hard, which I think we'll do. Is your voice going to hold up for the rest of the season? I hope so. Last week was pretty intense with, the Dillon game and the Three Forks game. But I hope it holds up. I sound tougher, I guess. I don't know.
Well, you sound like a veteran coach late in the season. I mean, honestly.
I've got that Marty Cloker voice going.
There you go. You almost sound like
Coach Cloker.
Scott Evans too. You kind of got the little Evans going.
So Scotty, yep.
We're talking with East Helena boys coach Ty Ridgeway here, Mike Miller, State Farm Hotline. All right, were you a fan of the Super Bowl?
You know, I wasn't even going to watch it. I was going to go fishing or something, and just to get away. But I ended up watching it. Well, it is a great game. You know, it was a tough call at the end there, but you know, it's two good teams going at each other, and you know, one call is not going to make the difference. There's a lot of things, a lot of plays that happened in that game. So, but no, I enjoyed it. I was cheering for the Eagles, but you know, happy for Mahomes. He's a great role model and hard worker on that team. So
now if we could just silence and mute his brother, that'd be fantastic. But that's a different story. Did you dance along to Rihanna at halftime?
No, I did not. I would have had to put on my knee brace, ankle braces, right back brace. I don't know.
Now, hold on. You're sitting here whining about knee braces. She was pregnant, Coach, and still performed. I
noticed that. my kids noticed that before I did. She's pregnant. I'm like, oh yeah, it looks like she is.
Yeah. So you've got nothing to complain about.
No.
I mean, for what
she's a lot tougher than I. She's a lot tougher than I am, obviously.
And she was off for 7 years. I mean, she hadn't performed.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, geez, give the girl a break. Let's see. What is today? Today is Single Awareness Day. How did you celebrate Valentine's?
Well, we didn't go out for dinner or anything like that. My wife did bring home crumble cookies, which was, which is always good. We don't really celebrate it that much. We've kind of had this agreement. My wife and I just say, hey, you don't have to get me anything. I won't get you anything. We'll just kind of, get the kids stuff and stuff like that. So we just hung out at home and had some crumble cookies. And
you didn't even make
some
dinner? Did you cook at least?
We went to Chubby's on Saturday.
Okay.
Out in Clancy, which was a great dinner. We actually took our seniors out to dinner, so our seniors were also included in the dinner.
That's not a romantic thing, Coach.
No, it's not. It's not. But we took the coaches and the seniors out to dinner at Chubby's, and the wives came. So,
man,
but I'm sure I'll make it up sometime when the season's over. So.
See, yeah, Valentine's is tough for guys in sports because it's right at the end of basketball season. I'm doubly screwed because not only do I have Valentine's on the 14th, my wife's birthday is the 19th.
Ooh,
so
double time. Yep.
Yeah. So it's I can't do just one set of flowers. You've got to do two different things. So, but luckily she was out of town last night. She's in Minnesota for the week. So it was just me and the little one. So she was my Valentine's Day. We did a little frozen mousse and then I cooked spaghetti at home.
Good.
Yeah. So it was more fun.
That's great.
Yeah. There's no pressure then,
How old's your little one now?
She'll be 5 in May.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
good.
She understands what the day is all about already.
Oh yeah. Yep. Kids love Valentine's Day.
And it's weird that we did growing up too. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I did break up with a girl on Valentine's Day in 8th grade. I did do that.
That's tough.
Yeah.
Tough. Yeah, I've just never been a real fan. I mean, but
my wife's not either.
It is what it is.
But you still have to get her something because they they say don't give
flowers or a card or candy or something.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hey, good luck tomorrow.
Thanks, Jason. I look forward to seeing you behind our bench and cheering us on and having a sign of some kind. Or
I wish if if it wasn't just me and the little one, I totally would. But I think she's kind of sportsed out right now. So.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah,
I'm sure
because Daddy's either working sports in Great Falls or doing his sports show, and she's getting, yeah. Dad, what about me? Okay. But seriously,
Well,
good luck.
We'll keep you updated.
If you win, or when you win, when would you play next?
Saturday.
Saturday, okay. Of course,
This
division
Saturday at 2 o'clock.
You have to do me a favor, though. Will you make state? Because I'll be doing the games down in Bozeman for NFHS. And I haven't decided if I'm going to do the boys' games or the girls' games.
Okay.
So I need a reason to do the boys' games if East Helena makes it. My Vigilantes.
Well, when we make divisionals, I'll shoot you a text, and I think once we get to that divisional tournament, we've got a pretty darn good shot. So.
Well, yeah. There's 8 teams and 5 are going. Just win.
Yeah.
Just win one game, and you're going to state for the most part.
Exactly.
But go ahead and win it all.
Absolutely.
How's that? Just win divisionals. You can knock off Dougie Peoples. I mean, he didn't score 44 against you guys.
No, he didn't. No.
So you've got that.
No, that's true.
You guys apparently know how to shut him down.
We'll try. That's for sure. He's got a lot of other weapons too around him.
Yes, he does. That Butte Central team's pretty good. Dylan is good, but so are you guys. Nobody expected you to be this good this fast, and yet here you guys are. I knew it. I believed. I knew 2 years ago you guys would be, this position. So I believe, Coach.
Well, thank you.
All right.
Thanks, Jason. I appreciate that.
Coach those boys up hard, and we'll talk soon.
Sounds good. Appreciate having me.
That is Ty Ridgeway joining us. He's Helena boys coach on the Mike Miller State Farm Hotline. It's not just a bundle. It's your home. It's your auto. It's your life. Mike gets that. He understands it. Get a hold of Mike Miller State Farm in Helena. Today, this segment brought to you by Copper Club Casino. And let's do on this day in history. It is Thursday, February the 16th. It is National Almond Day. It is also National Do a Grouch a Favor Day. By the way, those games, I talked to Coach yesterday. Those games are tonight at East Helena. On this day in 1953, Ted Williams safely crash lands his damaged Panther jet. He would, in the Korean War, later be awarded the Air Medal. He had a sprained ankle. Crashed his jet. Ted Williams, great patriot, lost, 4 or 5 years to the service between World War II and the Korean War? I mean, where would his numbers be if he hadn't gone to war? 1969, Detroit Red Wings captain Alex Delvecchio picks up an assist in a 6-2 loss to become the third player in NHL history to score 1,000 career points. 1972, Wilt Chamberlain of the LA Lakers becomes the first player in NBA history to reach the career 30,000 plateau. That's not women. That is points. 1980, speed skater Eric Heiden wins the 5,000 meter and Olympic record time, second of a record 5 gold medal sweep of the events at Lake Placid. 1984, Bill Johnson became the first American to win an Olympic downhill skiing gold, did it in Sarajevo. 2012, the great Hall of Fame catcher Gary Carter passed away of a brain tumor. He was 57. 1861, Abraham Lincoln stopped his train on his way to Washington to thank 11-year-old Grace Bedell in person for her advice to grow a beard to gain more votes. It worked. In 1923, Howard Carter opened the inner burial chamber of Egyptian pharaoh King Tut. Tutankhamun finds a sarcophagus. Happened on this date 100 years ago. Let's do this.
We're almost at the end of the show. What did we learn? And what did he miss? Time for the walk-off.
The walk-off presented by Cafe Zydeco, where the Big Easy meets the Big Sky. If you are a first responder, law enforcement, military, get in and you get a free drink with your order. If you are a member of one of those groups, they appreciate those that help us and love Cafe Zydeco. The walk. So I was getting the vacuum out of my son's room today. That's where we store it when he's gone. I did not see this, and I don't know why he didn't. Maybe he did when he was home on leave. This is a medal he got for his time in Kansas, and I've got it hanging or sitting up back here behind me. Can't really see it. It's this, but it's his Army Commendation, the Army Commendation Medal for exceptional meritorious service as a UH-60M crew chief mechanic. Corporal Walker's dedication to duty, professionalism, and selfless service contributed to the overwhelming success of the command's mission. His actions are in keeping with the finest traditions of military service and reflect great credit upon himself, the Combat Aviation Brigade, and the United States Army. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, I noticed that while I was getting the vacuum out of his room. So the Army Commendation Medal for my boy. Pretty proud dad right there. That's pretty cool. Okay. What did we learn today? We learned a lot. We had fun. We always have fun. Back next week. I think we got all of our bugs figured out in our system, so we'll be back. We got a couple of big weeks coming up, big month with high school hoops, college hoops. You got Cat Grizz this weekend on Saturday in Bozeman, 2 o'clock for the women, 7 o'clock tip-off for the men. Grizz women, Lady Grizz, have not won in Bozeman in 9 years. Hopefully that continues. Thanks to Ty Ridgeway, East Helena High boys coach. You got the girls first, then the boys game tonight at East Helena, playoff. And then Steve Keller, thanks for joining us, the head coach of the Providence men's basketball team for a couple more weeks, announcing earlier this week his retirement after 45 years on the sidelines. Had a great time. Thanks to all the great tweets, texts, emails, the great support that you guys give us each and every time here, and of course, our fantastic sponsors in 50 states, 54 countries tune into the Jason Walker Show. Thank you. We'll do it again next week right here, Jason Walker Show.
The Jason Walker Show is produced by the Jason Walker Media Company. Any reuse, rebroadcast, or retransmission without the express written consent of the Jason Walker Show is strictly prohibited. Just listen, watch, and enjoy.